One of the first ever Cobra Kai videos that I ever created for this channel was after I got done watching TikTok, and I just got mad that people were like raging at Sam and like downplaying the crap out of her. So I came on YouTube, made Sam versus Hawk, because they was downplaying like crazy. And now what I'm gonna do is cover this topic again, but in season 6 part 2. So let's get into this video right now. If you guys do enjoy the video, please sure leave a like. It's one of the previous supporting all the videos. Let's get into this right now. We're looking at Sam versus Hawk in season 6 part 2. I can't even really tell y'all no stories. Sam is shown, and I can really just go based off a lot of things here to get to my points. So we need to first cover how they perform in the Sekai Tech Guy, considering that's all that season 6 part 2 even has to offer. When looking at Sam at the beginning of the tournament, it's important to keep in mind that by the end of the tournament, Sam had gotten much stronger than when she initially started the tournament. This is because her, Daniel, and Johnny, along with Robbie, went on a training exhibition. And in that training exhibition, they clearly got way stronger than they were originally at the tournament. Before this, Sam was able to contend with Thunder Girl, which was pretty impressive, considering that Thunder Girl is implied to be relative to the Hawk from the other team, which, if that's the case, that's pretty impressive because that Hawk is considered to be relative to our Hawk. And it's important to keep in mind that Yoon was able to just one-shot Hawk, who I want to keep in mind never actually got any amps after this point. Yeah, a lot of people tend to think that Hawk got better after this, but there's really no clear signs that he got better. Now, this is not to say that I think Sam is just really above him, but I will say this. Sam has like that feat that I just used, or that chain scaling feat, to kind of just say Sam would beat Hawk in a fight. So that's just kind of where I would go with that as far as that scaling is concerned. When looking at more scaling for this, you can just make an objective argument that Tory is higher than Hawk this season, as Hawk, well, albeit lost to Yoon. You can just make an objective argument that Tory is just stronger than, Yoon, because she's a captain. And you might just be telling yourself, well, being a captain doesn't really mean anything because there has to be a male and female captain, as that does seem like it is some type of criteria. The problem that I have with this argument, though, is that I'm pretty sure if a fighter is good enough to be in that position, they just will be. Now, you could say I'm wrong about this, but originally, if somebody named Hawk or somebody that wasn't exactly Sam or Tory hadn't officially been capable of keeping up due to Mike Barnes' training, it would have been a male captain. Now, like I said, part 2 kind of makes this seem like it has to be a male or female captain, so I don't really know if that's a good way to go on. But skill is definitely something to take into mind when discussing male and female captain. So I think it's fair to say that Tory might just upscale. Plus, Tory is the same person who takes charge against Miyagi down and she kind of just know all their moves. And she's just more aggressive. Plus, I personally think Tory skills above Sam this season, and Sam is able to still swing and hang with her. A lot of people are under the opinion that just because Sam was able to quote-unquote knock Tory down, that this is an automatic win con, or that Sam is just automatically on the same level as Tory or something. Even though none of this stuff points to that. These are all moments where, yes, she gets the better of Tory. Yes, I will agree with this. But these are indirectly things that would go out of the way to make it feel as if Sam is actually able to beat Tory. Tory tagging out doesn't mean she's weaker than Sam. It just means that verbatim, she's just, oh, I'm in a team-oriented setting. And she doesn't want to fight Sam. Even though she's gotten past that mental block of, oh, you're not my friend, she still doesn't want to actually fight Sam if not necessary. I don't know why people don't understand that logic either. Tori is not a bad person anymore, or quote-unquote the Saturday morning cartoon villain. So she doesn't really want to fight Sam. We clearly see that Tori is able to fight Zara 2-on-1, even though I've said in a previous video, this does not put Tori over Zara, considering that it was practically fodder, and then her, and then Tori. So Tory just basically is fighting Zara while also fighting fodder. So yeah, take that whatever way you will. And after this, Zara is just able to get the better of Tory and requires Robbie's assistance to get thrown off her. The reason I'm talking about any of this is because this would all be over somebody like Hawk, who struggles with Yoon and needs Dimitri and Kenny's help to tag team him. Yoon is stated by his own actor to be in control that entire time, meaning that Yoon was capable of being in control while fighting a Kenny, a Dimitri, and a Hulk all at the same time, which would just blatantly put Yoon above all of those guys because it took all of that to even beat him. This alone, if you just take the Tory being over Yoon thing to heart, then Tory would just blatantly be like that. And basically what that means is Sam being even close to Tory will put her over, like just blatantly put her over Hulk. If you want to go another route, there is one more route I could go with this. You could just say that after Sam's training, she comes back even stronger, as I will admit Sam is capable of like fighting Tory at what appears to be a higher level, considering we do know that Tory is now locked in and has just gotten amped to the point where she can fight Zara, the same person that's implied to be relative to Axel because she's the female captain of the Iron Dragons. All of this to say, well, yeah, Sam is close to somebody who's closer to someone who is the best fighter in the arc. Thus, you could just simply say this would all mean that she is above Hawk. And for the final thing that I want to say on this topic, if you actually want to say that Sam would lose to Hawk, I would really require you to use some type of reasoning, as like I said, it takes Hawk doing a triple team on someone to actually win. And even when we see Hawk in the brawl, it's important to keep in mind that he's getting help from Dimitri, the Hawk, the other Hulk, and is getting help from like this other girl. I don't really know her name, do not care, it's not that important. But what is important is to know that Hulk is shown to be relative to these fighters. Now, I do want to keep in mind that Hulk does show some good feats, like being able to keep up with Quan or whatever, but he's more consistently shown to be in that tier of Yoon level. Like, you might even just argue that he is Yoon level now by the end of the tournament, and that these are all just early Virgil Stros. But I think I've clearly shown by now that Sam is just in that tier that's above Yoon, because I mean, not only you can think about it like this, if you want to take the whole captain argument into discussion, you can just simply say that Sam is relative to Robbie to some degree, although I don't really agree with this statement at all, as I really think the only person that's relative to Robbie in here is, based off what we've been shown, is the likes of Miguel and Axel, who's just clearly above both of them. But because Quan should be below both of them, and I've already explained this why in a different video from Miguel, and I will explain that in my Robbie versus Quan video whenever I decide to make that. But it's just very clear that when Robbie is locking in, he's just above everyone in Miyagi though, and I don't really think I need to get into details about this. But if you want to say that after Robbie and Sam's training that they're just equals to each other, then I have no like problems with this, because I mean, it's kind of consistent considering that now Sam can just kind of off guard, or not even off guard per se, but just can knock Tory down. And even though, like I said, this does not mean that she would beat Tory, as once again, Tory has scaling closer to Zara than Sam shows, so I don't really know why people don't get this. Zara is clearly depicted and shown to be the best fighter in this entire tournament on the female side. So I would hope that would mean that Tory is just blatantly showing better feats against Sam in that regard alone. Although we don't actually see like a quote-unquote direct confrontation between these two, I would hope we see that in part 3 or something, so maybe I could compare a little bit better, but it's just kind of implied. So if you want to go based off everything I've said in this video, Sam would kind of just beat Hawk high diff, in my opinion. Now, you could just say that this was pretty obvious considering that Hawk is relative to like the other Hawk, and also somewhat relative to Dimitri and Kenny, who should be way lower than a captain level fighter, despite Kenny being able to beat a captain level fighter, because that captain though is not relative to the captains that I'm talking about. You might just say there is no such thing as a captain level, but considering the fighters I'm naming, yes they are, especially when you're considering that Kenny couldn't beat the people on his own team. So with that logic, these captains would have to be weaker than those captains. So yeah, Miyagi-Do's captains are definitely stronger than the captain that Kenny beats. So I just want to keep that all there. Basically, all this to say, Sam would win high to extreme diff, and I don't really think this is close. She's definitely in that tier of probably being able to fight on par with Quan, but yeah, she's definitely not like beating Quan, but she's definitely on that like Quan tier. Whereas, yeah, I can't say Hawk is. Now, like I was gonna say earlier, he did show that he can like strike Quan, which is impressive, but Robbie was able to like double kick Kwon and like, I think it was like Yoon, or was it random? I can't really remember right now, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is what happened. He just two-shot at them with one kick. So keep that in mind, that he's just blatantly over Kwon, and that's why, you know, I call Kwon kind of fodder. Even though it does take people like Robbie and Miguel and Axel to beat him though, which is pretty impressive. That would put him like 4 in the tournament, but still, basically what I'm trying to say is, yeah, Robbie kind of like outclassed him, whereas we can clearly see Sam Bever actually did this tournament and struggled multiple times with Kwon, especially the part where Kwon like literally just kicked her and like kind of like mid-diffed, low-diffed her with no, yeah. Anyway, guys, if you guys did enjoy the video, please surely would like. Sam wins high extreme diff. I kind of started rambling there for a second, but yeah, thank you. Thank you for all the previous support and all the videos, as always. Please surely would like, subscribe, and thank you. I can never say this enough, I've never been said this enough. Thank you, and I'm out. Have a nice day, guys, whenever you watch this. And if I don't post before the new year, hope you guys have a good new year. I'm out.